Okay everyone, welcome to Out and About with Mick. Thought I'd try something different today. So I'm travelling soon to Western Australia. I had to buy a small rod that is going to fit with my luggage. And I don't like telescopic rods, but I've bought one anyway. It's the Shimano Spectrum Plus Telo 66 with a line weight of 3 to 4 kilos. It didn't come with a with a reel, so I've taken the reel off my other rod, my favourite reel, and that's the one I'll be using with this, my Shimano Sienna reel. Okay, so let's bring him out. I haven't actually used this rod yet, though I have put it together, but I haven't been out anywhere to use it. So first impressions right there, looks good. Comes with a glass tip, fiberglass tip, to make it easier to see and feel the nibbles. Great little cover on here as well to protect that tip. I'll take that off. You can see I've already got my reel on there ready to go. Just have to line him up. Alright, so I'm going to rig him up and see how we go. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm cheating a little bit. I haven't bothered extending it. I've just run my line straight through there, and I'm just going to rig up and then extend it afterwards. Alright, just seems to be a slightly easier option than extending it all first and going from there. Now, as everybody knows, I love my little circle clips here. I love my little clips, they're really, really good. So I'm just going to tie him on and go from there. So much easier to just tie one on, and then I can just clip my lure straight onto it. I've got plenty of soft plastics already rigged, ready to go. So, yep. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take him back through here. The light's starting to fade a bit because I have left it a bit late, but still enough light to see what I'm doing. So there we go, look at that. Do a little bit of spit to add a bit of friction, a bit of tension to the line. Pull it nice and tight. Hopefully all that's come out and I've had my hands in the right place for everyone. If not, I'm sure I'll do it again another time for you. Put it nice and tight. Give the little tail a bit of a tug as well to make sure, and you can see that. Well, you may not be able to see that, but that knot is nice and tight. Nothing's going to break that. Of course, it's very long, and I'll trim the end off. Put my little bit of plastic in my kit so I don't leave it on the ground anywhere for anyone to eat it, little bugs and things. Now, let's get something out of my kit that we can go with. I'm just going to use my little glowy mate just here for now. So onto there, around and click. Done, nice and easy. Alright, now that that's done, I can set about setting up my rod. I'll pull him out. The hardest thing I think would be making sure you've lined it all up 100%. So I'm going to use each section to line up the next section. Next one, and then next one, and then that last one. Oh, just a little bit more lead. There we go. Almost had it perfect. And up. Now double check, make sure he's nice and straight, and he is. Well done. Very, very proud of myself for that. Alright, so let's give this new rod its first cast. It's very muddy and boggy here, so hopefully not get myself too snagged, let alone the rod and lure. Okay. First cast wasn't too bad. Hasn't really, it's kind of left me with a little bit of string hanging over here, but see how he goes with it. I don't have a lot of sunlight, maybe half an hour left. maybe might loosen up a little bit, because I'm also using brand new fluorocarbon line on here too. Might head over here where there's a little bit less bog. So far I've found that the base of this rod is a lot thicker than I'm used to, but I think that's just because it needs to fit all of the rest of the rod into it. But apart from that, it doesn't feel too bad in the hands. Being a Shimano, I do like the Shimano brand of rods, so hopefully the Shimano works out for me. That's a bit better. I've got the rod almost completely straight all the way up, or each section. Either I've just gotten a whole pile taller or I'm standing on a rock. Oh, found myself a weed or a bit of underwater rock or something here. Okay, well, it's out. It actually flicked back and hit the rod. Didn't do any damage. I've had about 5 minutes so far. Doesn't feel that different to any other rod that I've used, other than the handle or the butt being a lot thicker, but that's about it. It still casts pretty good. It's the line itself's probably giving a bit of grief because it's brand new line, so. Oh, nobody asked you for your opinion, beefsteak. I'm in a paddock where there's a few cows around. Any of you who haven't been to Lake Oberon before should definitely come down and hit it up. That was close, almost broke my ankle. Would have been funny except there's no one around to take me home. You can see there's a few rounds, some calves as well, so we won't get too close to them. Mum might get a bit cranky at us and come after us a bit. There's definitely plenty of hoof prints. They've been walking around and taking their dumps. Oh, a big chunk of plastic. I'm not taking that out with me. Normally I take rubbish with me, but that's a fair bit for me to carry out, so I'll leave that. Alright, let's try from the front here. I'm trying to aim between these rocks and towards the rocks, but there's a fair bit of weed and submerged rocks around as well. Or submerged, they're always submerged. But quite often when this dam's a lot lower, you can walk out amongst all these rocks and fish out there. I honestly am not anticipating any fish this afternoon, by the way. This is purely just so that I can give this new rod a workout and see how it casts and handles and everything. Ready for my trip in about 6 or 7 weeks. There's been plenty of time to get a different rod if I didn't like this one. So. Beautiful sunset at the moment though, coming down over the top of the mountain. Lovely right now. Water's nice and still. I'll try an overhead cast instead of my usual side flick. Yeah, my line's bird nesting up a bit at the moment. Don't usually have that problem, but at the moment, I can only think because it's brand new fluorocarbon line. It's all I can think is causing it. Once it's been through the water a few times, it'll probably ease up then. Careful I don't get any knots in it, that'd be awkward. There we go, that's fixed him up. I have to put something a bit heavier on the end here to cast out so it doesn't nest up as much. Might treat my rod like a bait caster for a little while, till the line settles in. By that I mean, I'll watch the lure as it's sitting in the water. I'll stop it so it doesn't spool up on me. There we go, just like that. My next step would be to put some bait on the end of this and see how it goes with some bait fishing. I might do that in a few days. I'll head down Lake Lyell there at Lithgow and give that a shot. I've just switched over to a different plastic, one of my little reddish looking grubs that I like, just to see if I get any different reaction with that. Still casts pretty good with a little slightly heavier. It's a little bit too heavy for this sort of fishing, but we'll do the job for now. Just means that I've got a very narrow strike window, because it sinks quite quickly. You can see though it casts it right out, so I'm down to the braid. Quickly get a photo of that sunset before it vanishes on my phone. There you go, look at that. It comes up pretty good. Very nice. Got me a bit of weed, I think. Tidy him up and see if I can. Yeah, he's stuck in there. That's disappointing. Probably found myself another rock. This might just break my lure off the end, but oh, nope, still got him. What was I stuck on? Let's have a look. It's a bit of wood, by the looks of things. Bit of wood and weed. Lovely. Alright. Move down a little bit further, a bit closer to those big rocks over there. Just remember guys, if you are coming down to the reef, part of Oberon Dam, the entire area with the boat ramp is actually no parking. Don't park your car there. Don't be a moron. And if you've got all them caravans and crap, don't block up the entire car park with your caravans, because then people like me got nowhere to park. So I guess the moral is just be thoughtful of other people. Don't be a dickhead. Alright, and on we go. Right out near those rocks. Nice. Happy with that. You can see just here, it's quite boggy through all that, so I don't really want to go any further over there if I can avoid it. I'm not wearing my boots, I'm wearing my nice Hoka 1-1 sneakers, and I'd rather not get those covered in mud if I can avoid it. Quick little plug for Hoka, they're great sneakers. Jump on their website if you can and check them out, they're pretty bloody good. What am I covered in? Weed. What do I always say? That's the wrong party for that. Alright, get you off there. Right colour, well, sort of. So I've heard, I wouldn't know. I'm like the president, never inhaled. Maybe. Okay. How you going, little red? Get you back out there, mate, before we lose all our sunlight, eh? Alright, right in the middle of those rocks. Let's hope I don't get snagged or anything. A little bit of a nest, all fixed. So when you are casting, you've got new line, do keep an eye out for that bit of a nest you might sometimes get. Right back down here at the spool, at your reel here. If it all nests up, try to fix it up before you start reeling in too far. Keep an eye on it. You don't want to be reeling and then suddenly realise that you've done that, because that's just freaking annoying to try to fix it later. Through the weed. Right, no redfin in the weed. I'll give him a bit of a bath while I bring him back, eh? Come on, mate, have a swim, have a bath. No. Yeah, mostly. That'll do. Alright. I might put up, might get myself a bit of a kayak video sometime in the next week or two as well. Think about hitting up Lake Lyell for a bit of a paddle. We'll see how that goes. And maybe I won't do it today because I'll be out of light by the time I move over there, but next time I come down here, when I come down that boat ramp, I might turn right and go the other side of the fence, around the other side of the dam over there instead, or the other side of that area. Give that a bit of a fish. Lovely. They even sounded nice. Some of that weed off there, eh? Doesn't look too attractive. And a stick. Weed and a stick. Alright, that should do it. Wiped it on my shirt because that's what they're for. This might actually be a pretty good kayak rod because it's so small before you put it together that it could probably just click in there and just sort of sit and ready to go. All I have to do when I'm ready is just extend it. Might not be too bad. Bit more weed. Over the rock because that's where I want it. Not really, but hey, I'll fake it till I make it. Alright. Bit of a jerk back over the rock. There we go. In the water. Thank you. Getting dark quick. I have to put my beanie on soon too. My head's getting cold. Unlike some of you, I don't have hair up there to keep my head warm. Thanks to all my new subscribers, by the way. I've picked about half a dozen extra ones in the last week, so that's really, really great. Thank you guys for jumping on board. And hopefully soon, as things start to get a bit better for us anglers out there, we'll start having some fishing videos with actual fish in them. The most recent was that tailor that I picked up down at Canada Bay, and as confirmed to me by Mick from Bush Fish and Cook, thanks mate, and it counted, it sort of, it was there. But I'd love to see a redfin or a trout in the end of this line at some point soon. You should hear how peaceful it is. Just have a listen as I fish. Alright, don't look now guys, but as I stopped, look at this little baby thing. What do we got? Little baby redfin. Come here little mate. Alright, you can see guys, got myself a little redfin here, about time something jumped on the hook. Don't you feel silly mate, eh? Don't you feel silly. Alright, not a very big one. Can I get my hook out of there? Of course I can. There he is, look at this little guy. Let's have a good look at him. Open up, let us in, thank you. There you go, not too bad. Tiny little thing. But as we know, we don't put these back, do we? Say hello to the camera, say goodbye. Alright, I'll just take care of him and I'll be right back. Alright guys, and then we're back. One less redfin in Oberon Dam. So, I'll probably clear this up before already, but I'm going to do it again. You can put redfin back if you choose to. I won't judge. We'd prefer it if you didn't, but let's face it, we're never going to get on top of the redfin pest problem. So putting a couple back isn't probably going to really hurt too much. If you choose to not put them back, good, that's your choice. Please don't be too critical of people that choose to put them back, and also don't be too critical of people that choose to not put them back, guys. Just, you know, let people be people. However, if it's a carp, you put that back, we're all going to be cranky. And let's not forget, trout are an introduced species as well. They're just, I don't know, a bit more socially acceptable, I guess. So, yeah, if you ever get reincarnated as a fish, yeah, don't come back as a redfin. Poor bastards. And don't come back as weed, because I don't like you. Son of a gun. Get off. Go on. Because it just shows as well that redfin will take, well, most things, if you put it in front of them, they don't seem to be too terribly fussy. He was probably just swimming by and saw this thing come moving along. I mean, hey, I'll grab that. I do have a bit of the UV trout lure attractant type crap on it, whatever you call that stuff, lure scent. So maybe that got him in. It's the UV one, so you'd be able to see it pretty well too. More weed, man. Dude, do I need to send you to rehab? Bloody hell. Send the whole dam to rehab, get rid of some of this weed. Wipe it on the flanny. A flanny is just a wearable rag. Just remember that, guys. Or flannel if you're from some weird place that calls them that. Almost out of light here, guys. Seems to be, the camera seems to be picking up a fair bit of light. That's pretty good. Good old GoPro doing its thing. Pardon me for the occasional sniff, the cold weather makes my nose drip. No, bit of weed. Last time I stayed here until the sun had dropped. I left a bit late, it was a bit dark getting out. That wouldn't normally be a problem, but when the ground's as soggy and boggy as it is, it wasn't great. And I guess that Redfin was not in a school, or if it was a passing school. School's out for spring. 1st of September, October, November. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's spring. I get it mixed up, but I'm pretty sure we're in spring now. If I'm not, feel free to correct me in the comments, people. Now, big favour to ask, if you have watched this video up until this point, can you please hit the like button? I very much appreciate that. Love to see all the extra views I'm getting lately. It's been really good. But yeah, would also love to see a couple of likes here or there. I'm guilty of that sometimes. I watch other people's videos and I forget to like them if I did. Hit that little like button down there. But obviously if you didn't like it, then don't. But you know. Feel free to leave constructive comments down below as well. Constructive feedback, always happy to get feedback. I'm not sure how much more fishing I'm going to get in. It may not look that dark to you guys, but it's certainly getting that way for me. Well, it's 10 to 6, that's not too bad. Let's walk down a little smidge. Oh, the cows and their babies have moved. They've all gone up that hill up there. You probably can't see that on the camera, but they've all gone up on that hill. One of these days I'll learn how to do the zoom thing when I edit the video, so I can show you guys all this good stuff. Oh, I thought that might have been one then, but it was just weed. I almost felt like I was fighting back, but weed doesn't fight back. And the proof is in the weed pudding. Nope, that wasn't a weed, it was a bit of stick. Stick 'em up. Gone. But the mozzies are starting to come out too. That's not going to be very friendly. They'll start biting more than the fish, and then I'll be in trouble. Happy to report that my line is no longer bird nesting and spilling up. It's obviously now gotten used to being on my reel, so that's good. So I don't anticipate any more issues with it. No, I thought there'd be another big chunk of stick on the end of that then. loosen my drag. I tightened it up before. There we go. Take a photo. Weed. Now when I was younger I didn't complain about weed then. Now I do. Well guys, I might just wrap this up in a moment. Starting to get darker and darker. It wasn't a total loss today. One on the boards, that's good. And give it one more nice big giant Superman flick. There he goes. And then we'll call this quits, hey? We'll finish off the product review. And yeah, we'll call it a day. Bring this one back in a little bit slower, hey? Extend our time a little bit. No one wants to go home. Although my ears are cold. Got my beanie in my pocket. My hands are full. I need someone else to be here to put my beanie on for me. Oh, really? There's more weed here than Snoop Dogg's glove box. Before the party. Alright, that'll do us. Okay, people, let's head back over to the gear, and I'm just going to finish off the product review, tell you what I think of it all, and see what a happy day we have. Okay. So my overall impressions are it's actually pretty good. At first I wasn't sure about this rod, because once again I don't like telescopic rods usually. This one, however, actually was not too bad at all. It 6'6" rod, 39.95 at ACF, and there's your glass tip at the end here. But oh no, not a bad rod, and it collapses down so easy. I'm actually going to collapse it down with my rig still on it. You see, I'm just a little twist at a push. The glass tip one, or the end of it, I'll do from the base of it rather than the end. I don't want to put too much pressure on it. There we go. And now I should be able to just, that's a little tiny rod, should be able to just, wink. There we go, and that can just go straight back in the bag. Straight in, without getting hooked, because that's intelligent. Let's try that again. Straight in, my reel sticks out of the bag a little bit, which is fine. But if I can just loosen it up a little bit, I'll actually be able to set that in there a little bit more comfortably, actually. And that way, that's better. There we go. And just sits there, look at that, nice and easy. Pack up the rest of my crap. My little pocket box is what I call this, because it actually fits perfectly in my back pocket. There we go. Other than maybe a knife or a pair of pliers, what more do you need? Alright everyone, thanks for watching. One more last view of that beautiful cracking sunset over there. Give you a moment of silence to watch it. And with that, I will say goodbye.